Yo, so I'm currently setting up the camera and I've got a video, and the video is all about England. And literally I've titled the video, I don't know if you can see, I've titled it England is finished, and rightfully so. And why is it finished? For a plethora of reasons, and some of the reasons are the nitties. No, it is the nitties. We've got to talk about how the nitties are ruining the country. There's too many of them. No, I'm joking, but I want to talk about how England is falling as a country, bro, and we just can't deal with it. So, like I said, I'm gonna be talking about how England is finished as a country, it's falling infrastructure, and why we need to lock in and chase the dreams. Chase those dreams you've always been thinking about, and leave that 9 to 5. But leave it at the right time, when everything's planned, you get me? So let's get right into it. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about why I think England's finished, and it's not even a thinking, man, it's just facts at this point. England is failing, man. It is failing in so many different ways, man. The economy shrunk. I was seeing a video the other day of England shrinking its economy after Brexit to like 150 billion. Regardless if it was true, and there is truth in it, it is showing that England is falling, man. And the fact that England's export is falling down, everything just currency wise, it's just flopping, man. Even militarily in the Red Sea, they can't even handle Yemen. So big up Yemen, and England can't handle Yemen. So if that doesn't show a lot, I don't know what will. But anyway, why I mentioned England's finished, not to violate, but to kind of motivate and push everyone that is on on the edge, is wanting to start a side hustle, is wanting to do something big. I think this is the prime time now. When the economy is falling now, yeah, there's gonna be a recession, and this is gonna cause your 9 to 5s to be even worse than they was before. Before they was a bit better, now they're just getting even worse and worse, man. Pay is just gonna be worse, inflation's gonna go up, prices gonna go up. So this is prime time to start any dream you had, anything that you was thinking of doing, this is when to start. And I wanna break it down on how you can start a 9 to 5, what is the 9 to 5, what maybe ways to approach it and stuff like that. So at the moment, I work, and that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to relate to you, man. I'm working, and it's a pain, man. Working for someone else, you're just obviously you're dependent on that person's pay. You're also their happiness and your happiness and your life is literally in their control. So it's the worst, man. I'll be real. It's such a shit feeling to have, and that's why it's kind of motivated me to start my own stuff. And I've been working on my own side hustles now. I've got a couple businesses that I'm working on, a couple projects, and it's exhilarating because I am working on stuff that is for my own future, and if this goes well, hopefully inshallah, then this is literally the tipping point. When I work on something on my own and I scale it up and I bring it to that 10k a month point, or whatever goal you have in mind that kind of fits your financial goals, regardless, that will be just a huge relief. So none of the theory, let's get into how you can do that and what is the best way, let's say. So a lot of people think that, okay, I don't like my 9 to 5, let me just straight away quit. And I get that feeling, I really do. Like, it's such a pain to work in these 9 to 5, especially in a corporate environment. But also, we also have to be strategic in our approach, and we also have to be kind of logical rather than being emotional. I understand that it's a pain, but how do I actually alleviate myself from this pain? And rather than putting myself in more pain because I can't pay bills and I can't pay rent and I can't pay all my day-to-day stuff. So what I'd suggest is, okay, so you don't want this 9 to 5 now. What is the best way to do it? Write down, maybe if you have particular goals in mind. Let's say you don't. Let's take the clean slate approach of you don't have anything going on right now and you want something to start on. Research your market and research what are the potential business models that you want to go into, what you think aligns with what you want to do. So you've got plethora, especially with the new merging in AI and stuff like that. There's such a huge market for this stuff. So I'd suggest maybe if you want to get into the AI automation field. I studied AI. I studied AI in university, and I also work in the AI field. So I've got a glimpse on how the AI field is constantly growing and constantly moving, and how much money companies are putting in to increase the AI field. So I suggest maybe AI automation agencies. So AI chatbots and how you can automate chatbots for companies to help them automate their processes, and that has money involved, and I think is one of the biggest ones that are underlooked at the moment. So that could be a very big potential. There's also marketing agencies, SMMA. A lot of people say SMMA is saturated, a lot of people say it's finished, but marketing will always be around regardless of how saturated it is. And I think regardless of what field you're in, if you're innovative and you are a forward thinker and you're kind of giving in your own style, then a lot of companies go towards that. So I say research into the marketing field and into SMMA. There's also drop shipping. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan, but there's obviously money to be made there, and people have made money there, and I've made money there. So you can make money in drop shipping. Just maybe drop ship something that is a relevant or kind of like a viral product. But also everything revolves around the skill of sales. So if you're not a good salesman, I suggest you start to increase your skill of selling things. And when I started out doing door-to-door salesman. I made negative money. Imagine that. So I worked as a salesman. I made not zero money. I made negative. I was paying for my journey there and my journey back. And I made about I was there for like 2 weeks. I made 4 sales. So you could understand it's terrible, but I learned so much from the sales experience. I learned how, especially because it's door to door and it's a physical approach, so you knock on some random person's house and you try to pitch them your product. That is a scary feeling, to be honest, and it was a very scary experience. So getting out there and just doing straight hardcore physical sales is a good way to learn, and it taught me a lot. I was literally selling milk and eggs to a bunch of locals, and if you couldn't tell, and if you can tell by my YouTube channel, I'm also a Palestinian, so it's not really the best. Like, I'm not your typical, like I was seeing your typical white person go up to the door and knock, and immediately they've already broken the boundary of like, oh, is it a stranger? No, for them that is completely normal. They've knocked on the door, even if they didn't want the product, but they had a conversation with the person. Me, when I went on the door, I had an intimidating approach, and it just seemed like I was just some roadman that wanted to sell them something into some scammy way. But I was constantly tweaking how my approach was, trying to be more bubbly, maybe sometimes being a bit cringe, but it's also how you tweak and how you approach. You could do so many calls, but if you don't actually critique yourself, then it's useless. But if I done 50 calls and each call I said, okay, I could have done better in this, or I should have done this, or I should have done that. There's so many ways of critiquing yourself. But without going on a tangent, that was kind of sales and how I wanted to teach myself how to do sales, to be honest. But all business models, in my opinion, revolve around the scale of selling. Regardless it be online, regardless it be in meetings, regardless it be in physical in-person, in conferences, regardless of what it is, every best entrepreneur you've heard, Alex Hormozi, all of them, all of the big names, they are very good salesmen. And they weren't born good salesmen, they built that. And it's through hard years of just straight putting yourself in these situations that taught them how to be a good salesman. So if you're trying to cut the journey, just it ain't for you, to be honest. Business is not easy, man. Business is not easy. If you think it's a 9 to 5, then this isn't where you go to a place, you check in, you check out. Nah, this like pursuit of business and pursuit of entrepreneurship is a very monotonous, very laborious, very tiring experience, and the work isn't done by how many hours you've put into it. It's done by literally if you've gotten the goal that you wanted to do. You could put 50 hours into it, that doesn't mean anything. You could put 10 hours into it and you've done twice as good as the 50 hours. So business is it's constantly fluctuating, and it's not an upward slope. So you have to be ready. You have to prep your mind on how to be a businessman, and I think it's very important. So yeah, you want to quit that 9 to 5. You've got all the business models, and you've gotten which one you want to pick. Now it's about maybe, let's pick an example of SMMA. You want to be a marketing agency. Okay, let me see what niche I want. Then you've picked what niche you want. How do I approach it? Some people like cold email, some people like cold calling. And for you, you want to experiment. This is an experimenting stage, and you want to see what works best for you. And don't give yourself a week, I've done 1,000 cold calls and in like a month I've got no replies. Is it a cold call? Is it the niche? You've got to experiment, you've got to play around with the factors of the business model that you're in. So don't just think it's going to be like people have done 4, 5, 6 months. For me, for instance, I've done months on months of cold calling and cold emailing, not getting a single reply. And then all of a sudden in a week I'd get 2, 3 potential clients. Like you don't quit the journey of having to do the repetitive tasks. These repetitive tasks teach you how to be better at it. And once you become better at it, then it's about getting yourself in the meetings, getting yourself into those calls, rather than actually getting the cold call done. So it's a change in mentality, and it's in a change in how you approach things. And the last thing I want to touch on is cut. Yeah, so the last thing I want to touch on is I was scrolling through my feed like we all do, just endless scroll, and I got hit with a fantastic Mr. Fox clip. And if you've not watched the movie, go watch it. It is one of the all-time classic bangers, man. And it's an old movie, but it's got gems in there, man. And one of the clips, and I'll try roll it if my editor lets me.
I don't want to live in a hole anymore. It makes me feel poor.
We are poor, but we're happy.
Come see, come sa. Anyway, the views are better above ground. Honey, I'm 7 non-Fox years old now. My father died at 7.5. I don't want to live in a hole anymore, and I'm going to do something about it. I think I have this thing where I need everybody to think I'm the greatest, the quote-unquote fantastic Mr. Fox. And if they aren't completely knocked out and dazzled and kind of intimidated by me, then I don't feel good about myself.
I know what it's like to feel different.
I'm not different. Am I?
We all are. Him especially. But there's something kind of fantastic about that, isn't there?
It's a clip of Fantastic Mr. Fox chatting to his wife saying, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to live under the ground. The views outside are better. And for me, that resonated so much with me. I don't want to live that 9-to-5 life. I don't want to be in the supposed matrix like they like to say. I don't want to be living this life. And it's upon me rather than anyone else. And it's upon me to take it on the chin and say, you know what, it's time to put the work in. It's time to grind, and now it's time to lock in rather than put it on someone else. You want your dreams, now it's time to get it. There's only so much dreaming you can do, man. Like actually put in the work and actually put in the minutes. And it's not a thing of like now I've done one task, that's it, I can rest for the day. No, man, there's so many things you can do. There's so many things you can do, and you finishing that one task is not going to change anything if you're not putting the continuous efforts in and the continuous minutes in. People will be grafting for years on years just to get that one breakthrough, and that's the same for YouTube, that's the same for business, that's the same for anything. It's how long you're willing to keep grafting and keep grinding out. So yeah, I was watching the clip, and Fantastic Mr. Fox was saying, I don't want to live like this. And I said, I don't want to live like this either. It's time to lock in. So chase those dreams. And I know it sounds cringy, but chase those dreams, man. Keep working at what you want to work at. And I say that for myself, and that's why I'm documenting my journey. Because I know I'm going to reach. I know, God willing, I know I'm going to reach my goals, and I know I want to hit that 10K a month, and I think I'll do more, man. It's never about a 10K a month, or I think I can reach levels that no one I know has reached those levels, and I think I can push myself to hit like success that no one's seen before, because that's my belief in myself. And I think putting those mints in and these like restless nights, it's done it again, man. It's done it again. My studio light. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, man? It's what? 11:51. It's 11:51 at night, and my studio light keeps turning off. But we move, man. We move. All I'm trying to say is I hate to see wasted potential, and I hate to see people not chasing their dreams, man. Be crazy about what you want to achieve. Who else is going to be achieving these goals if it doesn't come from within? You get what I mean? So we need to lock in. We need to grind. This is the grind season, man. Put it on yourself. You wake up. You put the goal that you want to achieve today. You want to do research about marketing. You want to do research on sales. You want to like these soft skills that you have. All of these, man. For me, talking to a camera is something that I never thought I'd ever do. And here I am sitting on this chair speaking to myself, like no one's around. But I think it's pinnacle to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, put yourself in just weird situations to see how well you can adapt, how well you can push yourself to do great things. So, like I said, this is grind season, man. I want in the comment section, anyone that wants to reach out, just tell me what you're doing, tell me what you're trying to achieve, and push yourself to see it, man. I know no one really gonna see this video, but this is about me documenting my journey, man. In a year's time, I'm gonna look back and I was like, I was maybe bad at recording videos, but because I stuck to it and because I put that goal on myself, in a year's time I'll be like, I wasn't the best, but I done my thing and I was grinding for that goal. So like I said, keep that mentality, keep pushing yourself. You're gonna have ups and downs, but when you have that goal in mind, nothing's gonna push you, man. Nothing's gonna stop you, sorry. And no one else is gonna push you if you stop So it's all got to come within. That's why I changed the mentality. Eat the right things, do the right things, have faith, and keep pushing, man. That's what it's about. But yeah, man, it was just a quick one from me, man. I just wanted to talk about maybe how England's finished, and that's always going to be the same thing I repeat in every video. England is dead. It has no life in it. Bad weather, bad economy, bad sceneries, homeless people everywhere, and this is not the life I want to be living. And I know everyone else thinks within themselves, this is not the life to be living. You see other people in their yachts and their jet skis in Dubai, yeah? Why are they any different to you? So you always got to think of, you know what? For me, I got pride and dignity. I can't be living in a environment that I don't like and that doesn't boost my mental health and doesn't make me a better person. So if your goal is to go out Dubai, or is to go Indonesia, or is to go Bali, or wherever you want to live, and whatever dreams you want to chase, you want to be a photographer, you want to be a filmmaker, you want to be a businessman, whatever it is, now is the time to lock in, and it's on you. But yeah, just a quick one from me, guys. Appreciate you watching, appreciate all the love recently, and yeah, man. Any comments, any questions or stuff like that, make sure to put them down in the comment section, man. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, man. I'm just gonna be talking about whatever nonsense that comes in my head, but hopefully it resonates with a couple of you guys, and hopefully you can take that advice, put it on yourself, man. Just keep it stepping. That's all I'm gonna say, man. But yeah, love chatting to you guys.